Welcome back to the Back to the Future DVD commentary track for episode 4, Double Visions. I'm Mike Stemley, designer.
I'm Andy Hartzell, designer.
Dennis Lennart, cinematics.
And everyone else is passed out from eating too much pizza.
And kind of wish our director was here for this episode. This episode was directed by our studio creative head, Dave Grossman.
Hey.
Yay! Dave is out playing bocce tonight.
And the entire thing from concept to playtest, 48 hours, right?
Yeah.
Worse than we imagined.
We originally had this whole insanely huge Citizen Plus Ward sequence, and we eventually boiled it down to this nice little tight, paranoid little...
Kept the focus on Doc and the unbearable tortures that he's undergoing.
I missed the maze, though. It seemed cool, like a cool idea.
Yes, we had a maze of rooms, but I think we ended up with a really cool look. I think it was Kim.
Yeah.
Kim Lyons, who originally suggested make it a circle and put Doc in the middle.
And there was a lot of talk about the design of this place. So were we going to go toward the happy, bright look? Were we going to go toward the grungy prison look? Were we just going to go for the antiseptic look? And we finally came down here. Something that's modern but still forbidding.
Citizen Plus. Oh no, Jen, not you too.
And Jen's been turned into Stepford teen.
You're gonna like. At least, I hope you still do.
And then Jen is saved with the power of rock. Very important.
This also was originally there was going to be a huge rock and roll 80s montage kind of puzzle where everybody was freed with the power of rock, and as so many things, it was concentrated down.
Yay, spinny camera.
Yes.
What's going on here?
And
no idea, sir. I was minding my own business when all of a sudden a horrible noise started coming out of that camera.
Well, that's not right.
Yeah, well, neither is this. It's my brain. You hear me?
The original director's notes suggested that she was supposed to kick him in the ribs.
And that was a line that was an homage to Rock and Roll High School.
Yeah, which one of my favorite movies that I haven't seen in 10 years.
The character of...
Oh, God.
Well, come on.
It's PJ Souls playing...
Walk out of here.
I can't remember her name.
Oh, that's horrible.
Calvin Klein underwear? Really?
That's horrifying.
What was that?
But he kind of deserves it for marrying her.
Yeah.
Get my friend out of here, you nutcase. Oh,
All right, let's try it one more time.
a little less dramatic than I'd expected. Whoa!
Originally, the guitar cord was supposed to blast the rolling table out of the room, and then we realized that made no sense.
Yeah, we went to a hospital and tried it, and it just didn't work.
Yeah. Even in the Back to the Future world, that made no sense.
That's hilarious.
And we've almost left the alt-dystopian 1980s.
There was originally a puzzle with a final confrontation with Edna out here,
Which involved being trapped behind this gate.
but we never got it to work, and it never was a good puzzle. And we eventually said, no, let's not. Let's just hide them in trash cans instead, which is funnier.
All storyboarded out by our director, Dave. This was all his addition.
Yeah.
Hey.
Don't talk to her. She could give us away.
We decided to shorthand the entire reconciliation of George and Lorraine in pantomime and beat up 2 guards at once.
Because we always knew that George had it in him.
And then they're going to get dragged away and have their brains sucked out.
Because we can't believe that this reality is at all redeemable. We have to go back and fix things.
Yeah.
The double punch was something that I never thought would make it into the game. I just did that for playtest. And,
Oh, really?
people saw it and were like, just leave that in.
Yeah. It was one of the very early gags we wanted to get in was Citizen Brown leaving and then coming back just a couple minutes later, having gone off and spent the rest of his family fortune to fix the DeLorean.
And we were going to leave the player just standing there not knowing what to do and force them to wander around aimlessly for 2 minutes before Doc got back, and then we remembered that we liked the players.
Blow out your exhaust port, dear.
He gets to kiss her off for the first time. He's looking to get to kiss her off a few times.
Can't have you traipsing around 1931 in that ridiculous outfit.
Wait, our trip?
I was so angry with Edna here, and then I made her
Mistake of my life.
sympathetic in the cutscene at this part. But I thought it was too funny, and I could cut it out. That's so mean.
Oh. Well, she's going to get overwritten
Yeah.
several times.
I run this town!
Okay.
Circuit set for August 26, 1931. You ready to go?
And are we going to fly? Are we going to fly? Is this our first flight? No. Wait, no, we've flown already, haven't we?
Yeah.
We flew.
This car will never fly again.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
And now we get to really reverse the roles. This is where Doc gets to have his moment of amazement at time travel, which we've never gotten to see in any of the movies. He's always been
A veteran.
yeah.
Yeah.
Never moves beyond the hand-holding stage.
And then we reveal.
Will you look at that? The old town theater.
You've got to get young you to see Frankenstein.
This, I think, was this was really Christopher Lloyd's big episode. This is the episode where he gets to be all over the map.
You've still got no memory.
Well, 5 as well.
But yeah, he gets to, get the joy of doing time travel for the first time, slowly building up his ambiguous feelings about, screwing up his relationship with Edna.
Here and there, you're a little hard to pin down yourself. I went looking for you last night, but...
I believe I was
And this is where we begin to realize something's not quite right.
You know, I never really got a chance to thank you.
Well, I'm sure you
We think we've just come a few hours after we left, but how could Edna's relationship have progressed this far in a few hours?
Opening day of the expo. Which reminds me, I'd better skedaddle back to the lab. If Edna catches me dawdling, there'll be heck to pay. Catch you around, Callahan.
October 12th.
And that's the way he really talks, too,
Yes.
James Arnold Taylor.
Yeah. We were originally going to have the Hill Valley Expo taking place in the center of town, just like everything else in the game up to this point. And then we finally realized we have to show some other sets.
And the high school was the one big set from the movies that was not yet represented.
Yeah.
Fix the time circuit.
So we decided that the high school had just been finished, and that we would set it there.
Better get the DeLorean out of sight before someone...
Hey, you! Quit blocking the drive! All car of the future contestants need to report to the North Tent.
He was just a bit an extra in episode 2, and he wound up being an actual character.
Yes. Now, the one thing we were real happy with is we ended up with a...
BROWN. It's not
That's
exactly
interesting.
an
Very good, silly puzzle involving the time machine. We hadn't quite ever come up with a good trivial use of time travel until this episode, and the whole idea of using the DeLorean to go back 6 hours to age a random chemical was
it was an idea that we figured would not survive. But I think Bob Gale liked it. I think Dennis didn't hate it.
Yeah. And I think it was the previous version that we were
not happy.
Oh, it was a time leak.
Future, he'll
Oh yes, that's right. Yeah,
that was not gonna fly. Yeah.
No, but I like this idea.
I don't
cool.
think I've
The Hill Valley of the Future?
Or the
the aging the
yeah,
thing.
Yeah.
My future wouldn't be built so shoddily.
Hi, Miss Strickland. I was just...
Break what you like, Mr. Callahan. It's no skin off my nose. Just keep away from Emmett's booth.
Emmett?
Our cameo of Kid.
No lines of dialogue.
Detective?
Yeah, Tenons don't have huge roles in the final
Getting
episodes.
a mind map of Mr. Tannen for our exhibition at the expo. The authorities wouldn't allow Edna and I to stage a demonstration of the mental alignment meter with a violin.
Edna and me.
But this little baby is just as good.
Man, this puzzle started out being insanely complicated. The whole manipulate
kinda
Emmett's
complicated.
emotions, and we ratcheted it down to something that was eminently doable. And plus, shocking people's always funny. And we got a good use out of young Vice Principal Strickland's picture again.
All right.
Yeah.
That smells...
And we got to foreshadow Beauregard Tannen.
Yeah, at the last minute. And at considerable expense. And having more sexy pictures of Trixie.
Bingo. Emmett's mind map is as bad as Tannen's.
There was a little bit of war back and forth with Bob Gale coming up with kind of pinning this invention down, because it was important that nothing that he invents can really work, and it can't seem like with Edna he's able to suddenly invent things that he wouldn't otherwise be able to invent. So it had to be something that was low tech and didn't really work very well.
Or didn't break any new scientific ground. He invents a low budget version of the e-meter.
Got you to turn on Kid Tannen? You bet.
You look younger without your mustache.
Listen, I've got a proposal for you. I have this friend, right?
No dice. I'm only seeing...
So this also was a very different puzzle initially, which involved dressing Trixie up to resemble
the cover of an amazing fantasy thing, and we eventually were rightfully backed away from the absurdity of that.
and actually got to a place where there's a lot more kind of drama with Trixie, and playing Trixie and Edna off against each other are the Hill Valley's two women in 1931, very different women, and actually getting them into conflict.
No. Tell you what, I'll tell you something embarrassing.
We realized we finally found a good scandalous thing for Trixie that I don't think we realized at the time was going to play in nicely into the 5th episode.
Did it play nicely in the 5th episode?
Oh yeah, her scandal?
Oh yeah.
And I'm so happy with that postcard. Because it's very important that Marty see Trixie Trotter naked for the final episode. We knew we wanted that.
See? What is it, Artie?
You know I don't like to pry.
And suddenly her accent goes from Brooklynese to Canadian.
American.
See, darling, charters...
And she does say the Muse of Progress. That's the tip-off that she's Canadian. She doesn't say progress.
So, if you're really a Canadian...
We don't know whether or not this is proper law at all, but Hill Valley exists in this weird place.
Well,
Oh.
I'm glad somebody's listening to reason.
Ah, poor Trixie.
We could really, really like Trixie. Is she
Let's
wearing arm warmers?
Wearing what?
Arm warmers. It looks like she's wearing elbow warmers.
That's what all the muses wear.
And once again, Marty starting